Welcome, folks, to Crypto News Global. I'm your host, Nick Toka. Today is April 28, 2025, and it's also the day that Canada elects a new prime minister. Let's hope they stay away from that blood-sunking central banker Carney and go toward the Pierre Poilievre gent. Also, we're going to talk about Howard Lutnick. He says Bitcoin is America's new gold under Trump. Also, Bitcoin is on track for a record price this quarter as investors reallocate assets, says Standard & Chartered. All this and so much more on today's show. Welcome, folks, to Crypto News Global. I'm your host, Nick Toka. Let's get right into a market watch and Bitcoin technical analysis. So we have the BITI up about 1.5%, 94,700. It was just over 95,000 a few minutes ago. It really needs to get over 96,000 to test the next level. Ethereum up 1.5%, 1794. Solana up 1.5%, 147 bucks. XRP up 2.5%, $2.30, we'll call it. SUI up almost 3%, $3.53. And Doge up 1.5%, 17.5 cents. Looking at the crypto bubbles, let's check out the past hour. It looks like things have been going down in the past hour, but for the day, almost everything is in the green. Virtual up 41% to lead the pack. Zooming out to the weekly, we've got Virtual up 155%. Pengu, Pudgy Penguins up 134%. Trump up 70%. Brett up 79%. And zooming out to the monthly, we have about 80% in the green, maybe even getting close to 85% or 90% in the green for the month, with Virtual, Fartcoin, Brett, Pengu all leading the pack, but there's quite a few 80, 90% gainers. Fartcoin up 157%, Virtual 140%, Pudgy Penguins 103%. Take a look at the total hash rate. Currently, the hash rate has made a turn here, and it's starting to pump. The Bitcoin price and the hash rate have merged, and they've intersected, which is what I was predicting. And almost immediately, once they did, we see the hash rate in blue starting to jump up again, and generally, the price follows the hash rate. Getting into the M2 money supply, as we see here, we talk about this all the time, folks. The BITI and the M2 money supply follow each other pretty closely. Let's zoom right into the past little while, and we see that the M2 money supply late January into February is making a V line. I wouldn't even call it 45%. I'd call it about a 60% incline up and to the right. So soon we should also see Bitcoin taking a big incline up and to the right. Total market cap for Bitcoin right now is $1.88 trillion. Ethereum $216 billion. XRP $134 billion. Solana $75 billion. Doge, $26 billion. Cardano, $25 billion. Tron, $23 billion. And SUI, number 11 spot, $11.5 billion bucks. The crypto total market cap is $2.92 trillion, up a little bit, with Bitcoin holding 64.35% of that. Ethereum, 7.4%. XRP, 4.6% of the total market cap. Crypto FearAndGreedIndex currently sitting at a 54 neutral. Yesterday was a 61 in greed. Last week was a 39 in fear. There are 1,080 days left until the next Bitcoin halving in 2028, with 155,599 blocks until that time left to mine. total assets by market cap. We've got gold down a bit today, $22.4 trillion, Apple $3.1 trillion, Microsoft $2.9 trillion, Nvidia $2.6 trillion, Amazon $1.9 trillion, Google $1.9 trillion, Bitcoin $1.89 trillion. Let's refresh this. 1.88 trillion. Bitcoin will be flipping Amazon and Google, I predict, in the next a couple weeks. Silver, 1.86 trillion bucks. Saudi Aramco, 1.6 trillion. Facebook, 1.35 trillion. You can currently get 1,054 satoshis for one fiat US dollar. The current U.S. national debt, also very important, 36,784 billion, which equals 107,487 per U.S. citizen, or 323,049 per U.S. taxpayer. Doge savings, they have saved $371 billion, which equals to 3,300 per U.S. taxpayer. The money keeps saving with the Doge. The money keeps spending with the U.S. government and the debt. Again, we've talked about it quite a bit. The interest rates are going to have to come down to refinance almost $1 trillion debt that's coming up at the end of this year. Just the easy way to look at it, think of when you refinance your mortgage. 5 years are up, you've got to refinance. So whatever the interest rate is at the time you have to refinance, you either are golden or you're fucked. So if the interest rate holds steady and the U.S. has to refinance this $10 trillion, if we go back to the U.S. national debt, we'll see that it's almost 37 trillion. If they refinance, over a quarter of that at a high interest rate, they're pretty much screwed. So this past year in 2024, there was $1 trillion, $1 trillion in interest that the U.S. paid on the national debt. So the interest rates definitely need to come down, and this Jerome Powell eventually he'll do it on his own time. He won't listen to Trump, or he'll make it sound like he's not listening to Trump anyway, but he will have to come down with these interest rates. I presume what's going to happen is the deals are going to be made with the tariffs, and then once the deals are made, then the inflation rate's going to start coming down, because there's no fear anymore about this inflation, about the tariffs coming in. Thusly, products will get cheaper, easier for consumers to afford. The interest rates following that will come down, and I think they'll come down substantially before the end of the year, because everybody knows that this national debt, $10 trillion bucks, has to be refinanced before the end of the year. So once that happens, along with the M2 money supply that we just looked at, that keeps growing, and it's going to be growing worldwide, across Europe, across the States, across China, the biddy will be pumping to the moon, baby. And following that, the shit coins are going to follow along, because that's what they do. The Bitcoin jumps up, and then moments later, a couple days later, the crap coins follow along, because that's what they do. And typically your biddy might go up 2-3%, and these shit coins might go up 20, 30, 3,000%. But I say it all the time, it is not financial advice. Personally, I'm not putting my faith in a shit coin. I'm putting my faith in Bitcoin, and I'll put 2, 3, 5% in some of these shit coins, and hoping that I, strike it rich on one of these little, fart coin, baby pengu, altcoins, which we know are worth nothing except, at any time when you go into these, you could expect a rug pull and you lose all your cash. So don't put your life savings in these things. Your life savings is much better into Bitcoin. And at this time, realistically, your valued money that you work hard for is better in Bitcoin than it is in really any other asset. Potentially gold, but I don't know how much more upside gold has had. It might continue to go up, but certainly it's not going to be going up as much as Bitcoin, especially the year after the halving. And as we know, historically, if you hold Bitcoin for more than 4 years, everybody historically has made money on it. So it's that kind of play where you buy it, you hold it, and maybe certainly if you're young, you've got time to wait, hold it till, the next halving after this, 2028, the next halving after that, 2032. If you can hold till 2032, then you're probably looking at $4 million Bitcoin, right? So get in early, dollar cost average. If you want to play the market, you can look at the charts of the historical Bitcoin pricing, and you see that the year after the halving is the cycle peak. After that, about a year and a half after that, is the cycle low. So you buy in huge on the cycle low, you sell on the cycle peak, and you should be, if history holds true, you should be doing okay. Again, not financial advice. There's a million other videos out there and people that know a lot. I'm just telling you where I'm putting my money. Simple like that. Howard Lutnick says that Bitcoin is America's new gold under Trump. Going back to what I said. Howard Lutnick, U.S. Secretary of Commerce, made it clear in a recent interview that Bitcoin has a powerful future in America and the federal government is now fully behind it. What is Bitcoin like? It's like gold, right? Lutnick said in an interview with Bitcoin Magazine, it was treated under the Biden administration like you were doing something wrong. Now you have that sort of in the rearview mirror and it'll never come back. Yeah, baby. Lutnick, a longtime Bitcoin supporter, discussed his personal journey with the cryptocurrency began in 2017. So he's laughing. He made it big already. 2017, boom. 3 cycles of 2016 was the cycle before 2020, then 2020, then 2024. So this guy has been hodling. He emphasized that Bitcoin's rarity, capped at 21 million coins, as the key reason behind its enduring value. I agree with that. It's just a rare entity. The rarity is what creates its value, he said, recalling how he gradually moved from studying blockchain to going all in on Bitcoin by 2020. Today, Lutnick plays a major role in shaping a dramatically different stance toward Bitcoin under the Trump administration. Alongside fellow Bitcoin advocate David Sachs, Lutnick helped spearhead the creation of the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve in the U.S., also a campaign promise President Trump moved quickly to deliver. The Commerce Secretary credited Trump's leadership and open dialogue with the media as catalysts for the administration's fast-paced progress. One of Lutnick's main initiatives is the new investment accelerator at a Commerce Department designed to help billion-dollar-plus investments navigate regulations and permitting. He said Bitcoin mining is key focus under the program. Bitcoin miners will be able to build private power plants alongside their facilities, reducing reliance on public grid and enabling cheaper off-grid energy sources like hydroelectric power or flare gas capture. You're going to see miners putting data centers right on top of the gas fields, Lutnick said. This will turbocharge Bitcoin mining in America. Yeah, I understand over 50% of the mining now is done with clean energy sources. I know in El Salvador they're doing it with volcanoes. I believe it's Ethiopia. They're doing it with solar. I'm sure other places are doing it with wind. You name it. They're taking the resources, the free, sustainable resources, and they're using it to mine the Bitty. He resisted concerns that a heavy concentration of Bitcoin mining in the U.S. could threaten the network's decentralized nature. America is the most extraordinary business place on earth, Lutnick said, edited for clarity. Figure out how to win in America, and that's how you get the highest highs. Throughout the conversation, Lutnick painted a vision of Bitcoin's future as tied directly to American entrepreneurship. He suggested that more business-friendly environments, particularly the one that welcomes Bitcoin mining and innovation, could lift not only Bitcoin community, but also those feeling left behind by the economy. Yeah, baby. So the Bitty is for you and I. The Bitty is for the small guy. What is happening is BlackRock's moving in, and they're buying all the Bitty. Everybody who's selling it, all the losers, we'll call them, because that's exactly what's happening. Are there, the price goes down in Bitcoin. Oh my God, Bitcoin's out of favor again. I'm selling Bitcoin. And who's coming in and buying it? U.S. government's coming in and buying it. BlackRock's coming in and buying it. ARK Invest. All the ETFs are coming in and buying it. The nation states are coming in and buying it. The pension funds are coming in everywhere around the world where they have billions of dollars, not like you and me. For you and me, we have $300-400. Those are the kind of money we're going to be putting in. When we sell our biddy, these motherfuckers are coming in and buying all your shit. When you sell it, where do you think it goes? It goes straight to BlackRock. So hang on to the biddy. If you're lucky enough to have some, hang on for dear life. HODL, as they call it, hold on for dear life, and keep that shit rocking for a whole bunch of years if you can, and easy enough to pass it down to kids even, right? So transfer it all, transfer the wealth, keep the wealth, and one day there's going to be no biddy left. And when that happens, the price of the biddy, this is our opportunity. Okay, this is an entirely new asset class. There's not going to be another asset class for a long time. This isn't real estate. This isn't gold, commodities. This isn't stocks. This is an entirely new asset class, crypto coins. We're in on this super early. You might think it's late, but this is still really early. Think of the way Michael Saylor says, all of Manhattan was purchased for it was like $10 million or something in the 1700s or a long time ago, and now look at what it's worth. The stock market, if you had $1 invested in the stock market when the stock market first 1900s, you would have, it was like $6 billion or something was the calculation. So you can't look at these ups and downs that happen every single day, because they do go up and down every day like a freaking pyramid. One day up, one day down. This shit's going to happen all the time. It always has, and it always will. You need to think of it on a long-term trajectory. Have a long outlook. Okay, people that are buying and selling, they're probably not going to do as well. It's proven that if you just hodl, you're going to do better than the guy that's buying and selling, timing the market and day trading and all this shit. So, look, I'm not saying that this day trading thing is all bad, but learn about it. Take a couple percent, play with it, so it teaches you, how to buy, how to sell, how to put limits in, how to, not buy with their stupid automatic trading thing, but instead put a limit, put a stop loss, put a take profit, so these things will learn. And always when you buy, don't buy at the top, no matter how tempting it is. Oh, this thing's gone up. Oh, baby Pengu's up, 150%. Yeah, I'm going to buy. Well, it's not the time to buy. The time to buy is when things are in the shit, down in the well, and everybody's selling. This is your time to buy. This is when BlackRock's buying it. This is when the U.S. is buying it. This is when Michael Saylor doesn't care. He's just buying it all the time. But for the common guy like you and me, we want to buy stuff when it's on sale. This is going to be the most advantageous for us. If we don't have time to watch the market and we just want to get into Bitcoin, well, then you can dollar cost average. Very, very suitable way to get into the biddy or any financial asset, quite honestly. Put the same amount of money in for a long period of time. You want to go weekly, you want to go monthly. Either way, $100 a month, and you do it over 12 months, you're going to get the lowest possible price. Even though the prices go up and down, it'll average out to the lowest possible price. The more you average in, the better. If you could do this weekly, you're better off. Even if it's $25 a week to the same amount, right? $100 a month, but you do it weekly, you will average out even better. Keep that in mind. These are just basic financial strategies that have been used over and over and over, and they work. But again, HODL, This is the number one strategy in Bitcoin. Number two strategy would be, if you want to time the market, the cycle peak generally peaks at about October, November, the year after the halving, and that would be this year in exactly 6 months. And the cycle low, I believe, is about a year and a half after that. So that would be the time to buy in. My plan, if these cycles hold true again, because they have for the past previous cycles, my plan is to dump what I've got at the high, wait and wait and wait and wait till everything goes bad and all the news is terrible and Bitcoin's going to go away forever and oh my God, the world's coming to an end, and wait till the real frickin' bottom and all the scammers came in and FTX goes fucking under and they all steal your money, and when this all shit happens, this is when I'm going to buy again. Generally, it can be timed about an hour and a half, year and a half after the cycle peak. So, in this respect, if you've got, let's say, you've got a Bitcoin, you sell it at the cycle peak, you wait, year and a half, 2 years, you wait for the shit to dump to nothing, and then what do? You buy 2 Bitcoin, you buy 3 Bitcoin, you buy maybe 4 Bitcoin. But certainly you double up. And maybe in the meantime, you take some of the cash and you buy something nice for yourself, right? If you're really smart, you don't buy something nice for yourself, you buy some property for yourself, right? You buy some gold for yourself. You buy something that's lasting. You ain't making anything in the bank, folks. All you're doing is losing money with fiat cash. Every time they print more money, your money ends up being worth less. So sitting in cash, not ideal, I must say. Bitcoin, speaking of pumping, is on track for a record price this quarter as investors reallocate assets, says Standard and Chartered Bank. The bank continues to be bullish on the price of the asset. No freaking kidding. Bitcoin will hit an all-time high of $120,000 this quarter and reach $200,000 by the end of this year as investors increasingly pull money from U.S. assets, and based on other indicators, as analysts as Standard and Chartered said in a note Monday. The bank's global head of digital asset research, Jeffrey Kendrick, highlighted rising yields, which have correlated the past Bitcoin price jumps accumulation of Bitcoin by whales, and the past week's ETF flows suggesting safe haven reallocation from gold to Bitcoin as signals for a price jump, reiterating this bullish forecast over recent months. Right, so the theory is here that, number one, it's already showing that exactly what I was talking about, where the schmoes are selling their Bitcoin, and then the whales, the people with the big money, the people with 1,000 to 10,000 Bitcoin, that's what, not dollars, Bitcoins. These are the people they call whales, guys with big fucking money, right? BlackRock, another one. Michael Saylor, another one. These are the folks that we call whales. This is the smart money. These are the people that have the billions and hundreds of billions in some cases, and they don't give a shit, because if they lose 10 billion bucks, it's okay. They've got another 100 billion. So they'll keep buying. They can risk, when you and I are averaging in with $100, they're averaging in with 50 million, right? So the whales have been accumulating like mad, folks, in the past little while. When the prices went down, these guys were buying and buying and buying and buying. I saw a chart. Basically, the number of whales have increased quite a bit in the past little while, and they're buying the dip. The ETF inflows recently in the past couple of weeks have also been huge into people putting their money into ETFs. So these are also the institutions, right? Because they can't buy. If you've got a company, you cannot put on your books. You can't go to the Coinbase and buy Bitcoin. You cannot put that on your books, but you can. I'm talking about your accounting books. And you can put the ETFs, right? It's legit. It's part of the traditional financial market. So you can get the ETF Bitcoin and you can put that against your accounting, right? So this is what these guys are doing. Additionally, tax havens, right? Tax-free savings account exists. You can put that ETF in your tax-free savings account. You're obviously maxed per year of what you can put in, but do max it out, and this is a way to avoid taxes 100%. Everything in there is 100% tax-free. It doesn't matter if it's a Bitcoin or gold or shitcoin or whatever they're selling, stocks, bonds. It's all tax-free. Take advantage of it. So reallocation from gold to Bitcoin. So what's happening really in the past couple of days is we are seeing that the gold the gold market cap, which was over 23 trillion at one point, almost 24 trillion, now is coming down a bit. So the theory is that people are taking their money out of gold and putting it into Bitcoin. U.S.-based investors may be seeking non-U.S. assets. As a result, it could plug more cash into cryptocurrency, Kendrick wrote, citing in part time-of-day analysis. He added, we expect a strategic asset reallocation away from U.S. assets to trigger the next sharp upswing in Bitcoin in the coming months. Right. So people are shitting their pants in the traditional financial markets because of the Trump. They're not accustomed to losing 3-4% in a day. They freak out. Now, what our viewers do, what we do, folks, here, when the shit goes downhill, that's when we're buying. When everybody else is scared and they're selling, perfect. We want to be the BlackRocks. We want to say, perfect. I'll take your fucking Nvidia. I'll buy your Apple. It went down 10-20%. Perfect. It's on sale. Right? So, but these people are shitting their pants and they're not willing to stay in the traditional stock market anymore because they're all scared. Oh, it's so unreliable now. It used to be like clockwork. I would make 2% a month. Oh, woohoo, right? And suddenly they lost a little bit. They shit their pants. They pulled out, and now they're looking at Bitcoin as a safe haven. Imagine that, eh? Bitcoin as a safe haven. Kendrick predicted last year that the BTC would reach 200,000 by the end of 2025 and repeated his forecast 2 months ago, even as Bitcoin's price sagged from an all-time high near 109,000 earlier in the year. Bitcoin started climbing a week ago to its current levels as investors grew optimistic that the U.S. President Donald Trump would retreat from his trade tariffs that are threatening to cripple the global economy. Yeah, the trade tariffs that I called negotiation tactics from the very fucking start. Bitcoin was recently, everybody else was shitting their pants about the stock market. And I was like, okay, it's time to buy. Okay, Bitcoin's down? Perfect. Yeah, 1 year lows, I'm buying, right? I know I'm already up. So what I didn't do, and maybe what I even should have done, I should have taken a small percentage and put it in some real fucking streaky shit coin, like the shittiest of the shit fart coin, and dumped my cash in there and saw what happened. Because apparently it would have been a good way to go. What do we see? Fart coin up 154%, like for the month. Are you kidding me? Right? And these guys in the stock market are trying to make 6% a year, and here's fart coin shitting out 154% just on a regular month. Bitcoin started climbing a week ago to its current levels as the investors grew optimistic. Bitcoin was recently trading at 94,700 per coin. That would be today. After jumping nearly 9% a 7-day period, last week investors pumped more than $3.4 billion into crypto funds, with 93% of the total Bitcoin focused. Kendrick also noted that past price action in Bitcoin, where sharp rises have been followed by months of sideways prices, suggests that timing such upswings is crucial, even for an asset that has risen dramatically in the past few years. The note continued. Bitcoin in the past, albeit briefly, has treated as a safe haven asset by investors, but a lot of the time, it has moved in line with risk-on investments like tech stocks. We see gains continuing through the summer, taking BTC USD upward. Our year-end forecast of $200,000 per US dollar, Kendrick wrote. That's about right. My prediction all along, and despite all the tariffs, my prediction long before even frickin' Trump came into office, or long before any of this shit went down, was based on historical charts, and it was between, I think it was 192,000 to 320,000, something along the, I think it was 330 and change. So hopefully this is the kind of returns we're going to see. Again, that's, a 2 to 3x from where we are right now. I'm putting a little money into the shit coins, I'm not going to lie, but I'm talking 2, 3, 4, 5% of my earnings, and I'm not taking my Bitcoin and trading it for a shit coin, right? I'm taking cash, which I know is worthless, and I'm putting that into the shit coin, and I'm hoping that I hit it big. The Pudgy Penguins, it's such a cute name. How could you go wrong with this freaking thing, right? Some of the AI coins, I have a little money in Graphane, it's called, and this one I should have put more into it, and of course I didn't, and the day after I didn't, it went up 3x. So this is kind of the market it is. We're still very early in terms of these big market cap pumps, in my estimation. Again, not financial advice, but there's a very good chance that the prices are going to boom just based on historical information on these 4-year cycles that we are in the middle of right now. So do it as you may, but for me, I'm dropping a little coin in there in hopes that October, November, I flip it, because I'm in this shit every single day. I'm looking at it every single day. I'm watching all the coins every single day, and if let's say the price goes to 300,000 and I sold at 250, I'm not going to be upset, folks, if I don't get the exact top peak. So I'm going to wait until we hit that exact top peak, and then I'm going to wait till shit starts going down, and that's when I'm selling, right after we hit that top peak or during that top peak. And what I've done in the past is, when I didn't have a penny to my name, I knew things were going to go well. Ethereum was $150, $120 something, right? And I was like, I couldn't even afford it. I was like, man, I know it's going to go up. Should I do it? Oh, so I dragged myself to buy one fucking Ethereum, if you can believe it or not. And it was a big purchase for me back then. And so I watched it, and bought in at $125, whatever it was. And watched it go up and up and up and up, and I'm all excited about it. Yeah, I hit 1,500, but yeah, sell. Sold the fucking thing, and then went up to $5,000. So after I sold, so the same shit is not going to happen this time, right? It's like this HODL. I would rather miss everything and miss the whole peak and miss the freaking thing and let the shit go down again and wait another 4 years, and then it's, as we've seen through historical cycles, at least with the Bitcoin and the top coins, they will double, triple, quadruple, 8 times every 4 years. So that's my personal stance. Again, I know fucking nothing. I have a disclaimer in my comments saying this is not financial advice. Please read it. But this is my stance, and this is where I'm going with it. 95% into the big coins, which are Bitcoin, Solana, XRP, fuck Ethereum, and about 5% into these little shit coins in hopes that I hit it big somewhere. Guys, remember, money is abundant, money's everywhere, so go get some frickin' cash out there. It's time that's scarce, so use your time wisely, everybody. Spend less than what you earn. The banks want you to spend all your money. The government wants you to spend all your money. They're building ant farms so you can eat fucking ants. I'm not joking about this. Caterpillars, farms. This is going to be the new protein. Do not be one of these people who are going to have to eat freaking insects, right? Spend less money than what you earn. Always stay in the green. Don't give the banks what they want. Save more money than you earn. Okay? Always. If you start making so much more money all of a sudden, and we all hope that we do, whether it's through investing or whether it's through a better job, don't start spending more money. Okay, fine, go treat yourself. But if you start making more money, that means you can invest and save more money. That's what it means. And start saving and investing today, ideally in your early 20s, late teens, and that way you have the biggest amount of time for this money to grow. And hopefully you can retire when you're 40 or 45. If you have a great idea, start with your great idea today. Don't wait for tomorrow. Even if you're not ready, start on your idea today. Folks, hopefully you enjoyed the stream. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that motherfucking subscribe button, folks. I am on a path to hit over 500 subscribers in this year, so please hit that subscribe and join me on this journey. We will see you on the next stream. Folks, thanks so much for joining.